All right, welcome back. This is the last video in the series of Modern Learning Overhaul. So this is, again, where we're talking about a pivotal shift towards the future of education is coming, and we need to be ready for it. So we've previously talked about in the first video, modern learning architects, and that how they are the heart and soul of this process. And without a solid group of teachers, this process doesn't work. So we need to identify who those teacher leaders are and get them on board and get them thinking about what modern learning can look like in your district. Then we start talking about how professional development needs to be modernized as well. We need to think about how we can incorporate modern learning practices and a learner-centered culture in the professional development world. Then we started discussing in the third video in this series the learning plans that are the heart and soul of modern learning. Then, what do we do with everything? We put it into a digital ecosystem. A digital ecosystem is a one-stop shop for everything that you've been working on and collectively been working on as a district. What is it? It's a way for us to stay in communication with parents, teachers, staff, students, and keep everybody informed of everything that's been going on and keep it as streamlined as possible for everybody to gain access to the same information and keep everything transparent. Today, I'm excited to share with you what we're doing at Eastern York is taking that to the next level and talking about standards-based mastery badging and how we're really thinking about changing how we're dealing with the report card system and how we're trying to make it more relevant and make it interactive and make it cooler. So, let's talk about how standards-based mastery badging is a future-ready skill that we're going to use. So in overview, we're going to talk about the standards-based versus traditional model and how they differ, how the grading systems differ. And I know there are a lot of schools out there that already are on a standards-based system, but I'll show you how our system is a little bit different. And then how our system is going to be a real-time system. It's not waiting till the end of the quarter to get a report. It is live. It is a live mastery badging system that I've developed. Then we are going to talk about the 3 M's of successful badging, and I'll reiterate these throughout. But we're going to talk about motivation, measurement, and then mastery. And then demonstration of the program. I'll give you a brief little demo of the actual program, and then you can hit me up at info@joshuakorb.com or info.joshuakorb.com. You can check out some of those demos as well and ask for more information if that's something that you and your district are interested in. So let's start way back in March. So in March, one of our principals came to me and said, hey, we started back with remote learning, and previously in this series, we talked about how we did playlists in the beginning, how we had a step-by-step daily checklist for students to complete from our teachers, and we wanted to take that up a notch. Well, before we took it up a notch, we needed a way that we wanted to connect with our kindergarten parents because, or not just kindergarten, our elementary school parents. So we wanted a way that we could connect with them and keep them informed about everything that was going on in the classroom. So we had remote learning progress reports. And we wanted to build something that was super robust and super interactive, but we had 2 weeks to do it, because we were already in March and we wanted to be able to get something going right away. So after a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of talking back and forth at about 2 a.m., I was able to put together a simple AppScript program that did just that. So we have this progress monitoring system that was able to connect with parents and connect with students. This was all live. So teachers had a dashboard, students and parents had a dashboard, and then I had an administrative console that was set up for our administrators at the elementary school level. So we had about 1,800 students that were on this, all live reporting all of their math and ELA skills. We identified 6 total, and then their engagement level of their online remote engagement across all their classes and also their supports that were being given. So we had those, that was what we ended up setting up. And I'm showing you this because we're not using this currently, but we are planning on incorporating some of these same practices into the badging system that we're piloting coming up in January of this year. So we have this is again some of the other views of the program. So we have a progress monitoring dashboard of the teacher side. So we had teachers that were able to access all of their students from their class list and quickly go down through and check their levels of engagement, identify if they've mastered a concept or not, and give them these little shields. And then on the flip side, administrators across the district had district level access, building level access, classroom level access, and even grade level and individual student access to every single student in the district to see a snapshot of what was going on, who mastered what classes were working on what, and so on. So it just really data driven, and this was again all thrown together just out of necessity. We thought there was nothing really out there that we could use to monitor this right now, and we wanted something that we could live report. So everything was done through Google Apps Scripts and Google Sheets that were ended up published and prettied up a little bit. So this was the progress monitoring system that was developed that we then ended up incorporating a lot of the same scripts into the next generation, which is the mastery badging. So let's talk about sort of the thought process behind this, because this has been an ongoing conversation that we've had, but this whole pandemic has really made us rethink, and modern learning has made us rethink how we're going to start assessing our students. So we've been on this track to start doing standards-based assessment for a long time, because we've done proficiency scales based on assessments. We've changed a lot of our grading practices to standards-based assessments. And now with our learning plans that are gathered around standards, it just makes sense. So standards-based grading, I'm not going to read all of these, but this is a really good comparison between the two. Standards-based grading, only achievement or evidence of learning related to a standard is assessed. Individual performance in comparison to the standard is assessed. Again, everything is related back to a standard. We're identifying a specific skill instead of generalizing and giving points for like participation or homework, all these extraneous things that we don't need to assess. I shouldn't say you don't need to, but are irrelevant when it comes to the standard and sort of inflate things when we really think about it. Assessment methods are concrete and reflect student performance towards a standard. So if we can identify and really focus on standards-based grading when we're building our learning plans, that's what we're trying to do. So this is really our driving points for our standards-based grading. So to help us along the way, we've put together a mastery badging guiding document that we've set up that really maps out everything that we've been doing and really logs everything. So again, keeping that transparency piece for our pilot group that's coming in, for our parents that are involved, and for our teachers and administrators all involved. We're trying to keep everything as public and open as possible, because communication is really going to help this take that step forward. So we have a mastery badging guiding document, and that really helps us align everything with our district goals, shows us where we're headed with our timeline, where we're headed with our initiatives, and where everything sort of aligns to. And then here comes the big kicker. So in spring of 2021, really January of 2021, we are kicking off the mastery badging pilot with our kindergarten for the spring. So we're really excited to do this. We've been building the system with some custom badges. I've been working with our ELA professional in the district. I've been working with a lot of the administrators in the district, just building this system and really making it for teachers rather than just making it and giving it to them and saying good luck. I really want to take the feedback along the way and really build something that they're going to use and they're going to want to use. So during this pilot, I'm going to be really taking some feedback and changing some stuff along the way. So you'll probably see an updated video eventually of that process. So our mastery badging system, what sets it apart is that it's real time and it's standards based. That's going to connect with parents and teachers and students with the learning progress of the child. It's real time. We're not going to waste any time waiting until the end of the quarter to identify where we need to improve or where we're excelling. We're gonna focus on it right then and there. We see that Johnny really succeeded this week. We're going to celebrate that success right then and there, and a parent can see that instantly, and that's what our system does. So here's what parents and students will see. So parents and students see the overall progress of badge attainment. Now, this is prior to some updates that I just ran recently, but this is one of our previous models. We have a progress towards mastery for kindergarten. We have not started badges, in progress, and mastered. And again, we're trying to incorporate the not yet feeling. So we're not there yet. So growth mindset aspect has really influenced this whole project as well. So mastery badges, in addition to all this, what's really cool is that we take this to the next level by really incorporating, and I'm going to show you this demo video here momentarily. Let me pause it for a second. We take this to the next level because if you click on a mastery badge, it actually takes you to an external website that will that maps out what you need to do in order to not only attain the badge, but here are some extra resources. A learn about it, a practice it section, and then they can demonstrate their knowledge. So we're really trying to incorporate the pieces of a learning plan, even the whole way down to kindergarten. So let me show you this demonstration video, and you can find this on my YouTube channel as well if you'd like to check it out underneath the Master 3DU. This is called the Master 3DU program. Still pending, but yeah, so let's check out this demo video, and I will explain things along the way. All right, so you start out with the screen on the right, which shows all the mastery badges that they can attain in kindergarten. And then on the left, you will see that it is a teacher dashboard, really beta version right now. It'll be a lot prettier, a lot more interactive for teachers. But we can insert the level of mastery, and that changes automatically the badge on the right. You'll see that some are in progress, some are grayed out, and then some are fully formed. And then in addition, here is the website that it'll take you to. So you see that it has a learn about it, a practice it section underneath that specific mastery resource. So again, we have, let me get to the next page here. Some of the key features of our mastery badging pilot. It's a live standards-based reporting system. It's visual learner interface, so even kindergartners can look at it. I have a 6-year-old at home, and he's even looked at it, and he said, whoa, those are really cool. And he was like, oh, that's a writing badge, and it was a hand with a pencil. So they're very intuitive when they go to achieve a badge. They can see it. They can understand what they need to do. So it's very user-friendly. And then it's interactive. It's not just static. It's not just a printout of a paper or a printout online. You don't need to read anything per se, but there's a lot of resources that are connected to it. So there's a teacher dashboard to view classroom level data and instantly see where students are. That's going to be interactive. There's an administrative console that's being built that's going to be building level administration the whole way down to grade level classroom or student specific. And then really cool is pre-beta. I call it pre-beta because we just sort of had a breakthrough this past week. A new way to digitally collect and tag student learning artifacts so that it's tagged specifically to the student. So if a student takes a test or they take a quiz or they do a project, a teacher can quickly snap a photo of it, take a video, and upload that information directly to the Mastery Badging program, the Master 3DU program, and connect it directly to a student. So they have a portfolio that starts to build the moment that they start achieving these badges. So overall, the Modern Learning Overhaul Series is really focused on 5 key aspects, really building modern learning architects that can be the driving force behind this forward-thinking culture and future-ready or future-proofing culture of a district. Redesigning what professional development looks like to be modernized, working together to unpack standards in the learning plan, identifying learning targets, and creating learner-centered plans that really focus on not just engaging students, but empowering them to take control of their education. Creating digital ecosystems along the way to create a one-stop shop for everybody to access this information, this wonderful information that we're creating, and then ultimately leading to a standards-based system. After we've identified these standards, we've built all these plans around it, students are really showing this evidence. Why not reward them for their efforts? Why not reward them by showing that they've achieved this by having a mastery badging system that matches everything that we've been doing from start to finish? So this has been Josh Korb. Thanks for watching the Modern Learning Overhaul Series. I'm sure there'll be updates to these videos along the way. And I will continue to put out these videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. J. Korb. Like and subscribe, youtube.com/Mr. J. Korb. Hit me up in email, info at info.joshuacorb.com, or find me on my website. So thanks for watching. This has been a blast. So Modern Learning Overhaul Series. This is Josh, and thank you for watching.